The Chicago Bulls completely melt down in the fourth quarter against the Indiana Pacers and suffer a 113-110 loss, completely inability to execute down the stretch of the game, whereas the Pacers had all the composure. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this. What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into it. The Chicago Bulls lose their third game against the Indiana Pacers this season. And this one was just complete lack of fourth quarter execution. The Chicago Bulls had a 14-point lead in this game, and with about three and a half minutes left, and just completely incapable of getting buckets down the stretch of this game. The Pacers outscored them 37-25 in the fourth quarter of this game, and unfortunately, the Bulls just don't have any answers to get back in this game. And it was like deja vu, just watching this team just as the Pacers just kept punching. The Pacers finished this game with a 22-7 run. That seals them the game. That's it. The Bulls went on a 14-5 run, which ended with 7 minutes and 14 seconds left in the third quarter of this game. At that point, the Chicago Bulls were up 14. They were up 14. And at that point in time, for the rest of the way, the Pacers outscored them 26-9 the rest of the way through that game. The Bulls only scored 9 points in the last almost 7 minutes of this game. It's unexcusable. Unexcusable. And just the execution by the Bulls down the stretch of this game was piss poor. The preparation was piss poor. The play calling was piss poor. Everything. The defense was poor. The offense was poor. Everything was bad. For a team that shot the ball over 50%, the entirety almost the rest of this game, they can't hit a bucket in the fourth quarter of this game. And that's just what led the Bulls down the path, man. It's once again, the Bulls lose off their own stupidity. That's just what it is. You lose this game, your second loss in a row off the first game against the Lakers, you lost because of turnovers. This game you lost because you could not execute in the fourth quarter of this game. And when you look at the thing, the Bulls won on points in the paint. They won second chance points. They won fast break points. They actually lost bench points for once in the Bulls, right? And it's just, unfortunately, this is what it is for the Bulls, man. Bad execution down the stretch of the game. Kobe White was shit down the stretch of this game, absolutely. The Bulls' defense interior was bad. You let Jay Huff go off on a 3 for you. Nobody were stopping cuts to the basket. There's all types of stuff. Just bad in this game, man. But, I know you can't win them all, but, these are the games that you need to win. The Bulls now one game below 500 again after getting a game above 500, and that's been the same old story for the Chicago Bulls. Every time they get close to that, they cannot maintain it. They can't maintain it. And it's just bad decisions down the stretch of this game, man. It's terrible, terrible execution. For what it's worth, though, Matas Buzelis has a 7 of 11 night, 20 points for Matas Buzelis with 8 rebounds, 1 block in this game. Good for him to get a block in this one. Nikola Vucevic leads the Chicago Bulls in scoring with 25 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, a steal, 3 turnovers from him. I still think we got to go back and look. I swear to God, we have a losing record in games where Vuce leads us in scoring. I just don't think there's any way around that. It's just bad, man. Just terrible execution down the stretch. 14 points from Kobe White, 5 of 15 from the field, 4 assists, no turnovers from Kobe, but terrible defense from Kobe White for the entirety of this game, man. 13 points from Jalen Smith off the bench, 19 points from Ayo Dosunmu as well. Listen, in the East, every win is important. Every single win is important. And when you hear things like AK wants to make moves to help the Bulls become a playoff team, One of the biggest things is getting a defensive big in here. Somebody that's going to set a tone. The Bulls have 6 players that score in double figures, which is decent. But, hey, it's just terrible. Terrible. Man, I'm so frustrated with the way that this game went down the stretch. It's utterly ridiculous, to be 100% honest with you. Utterly ridiculous how they played down the stretch of this game. Just bad. Bad execution. You know, Josh Giddey has his minutes restriction. He plays 1 minute over that minutes restriction, but man, just terrible. 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 So, all right, so now so y'all really finna make me turn into Petty Roosevelt in here, because I'm about to start getting on some of y'all. First of all, don't call nobody little bro, you little ass bitch. That's the first thing, right? I'm going over the stats that happened in the game. If you don't care about it, then don't bring your bitch ass in here. It's bad enough that we got to deal with the fact that your mama couldn't handle her own failures and swallow the motherfuckers. Now we got to deal with your dumb ass. But on top of that, on top of your retarded remedial ass coming in here saying some stupid fucking shit, watch yourself. Watch yourself, okay? Calm the fuck down. Talking about, first of all, don't ever call me little bro. Secondly, I'll little bro your bitch ass. Watch yourself. You can get roasted real quick in this motherfucker. Watch yourself. All right? Now, with that said, let's get back to the shit. Because you can get turned into the target real quick. But with that, this just goes again to why the Chicago Bulls have to, like, I keep saying it. You're going to run into the same thing with Billy Donovan as much as you do. Like, you're literally going to run into it. Because Billy Donovan, I'm not saying the loss is just on coaching. I want to be clear. In no way am I saying this loss is 100% on Billy Donovan. But it's his, once again, what coaching-wise happened down the stretch of this game? What happened coaching-wise down the stretch of this game? No inbounds plays. I said it before. When we were getting down the stretch of this game, I said Billy Donovan can't call plays out of timeouts. He's not good at calling inbound plays. Consistently, we see this lack of execution, lack of coaching, lack of situational awareness. Lack of situational awareness for the Chicago Bulls in this one, and the coaching is a big part of that. Again, it's not all of it. Know your personnel. Draw in an inbounds play. When you look at some of the tight games that we've been in, even if you look at the games that we've won, go and look at how simplistic our inbounds plays are. It's disgusting. We cannot draw in a last second shot call to save our fucking lives. We never have been able to. We just haven't. And it's this thing that we keep running into. And then on top of that, like I said, I don't want to blame it all on coaching, because as well, the players, you don't have no pride. It's been the same thing against this Pacers team every single time that we have played them. You play them tough, you have a lead, and they look at you and say, oh, that was cute, and they snatch your soul away. Wow, that was a pause. They snatch the heart, they snatch the energy, they snatch every bit of any type of positivity you had in this game. They snatch it. Because you don't know how to coach down the stretch of a game. Even that play, listen, I'm not saying that it was a good shot, but like, even when you look at it, that play to get Kobe White to the rim, what the fuck was that? Now, Kobe did get to the rim, and he forced it when he probably should have passed it out after collapsing the defense, but what the hell was that? This is the worst team in the league. You have lost 3 times to the worst team in the league because you got out-coached, outworked, and out-executed. To the worst team in the league this season. Every single time. Rick Carlisle got your fucking number, Billy Donovan. Billy should have kept Io and Jalen in the lineup. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. 100%. Haize, I can understand you can't blame everything on coaching, but man, we need comes down to things. I'm gonna let you live today, Shay. Like timely times out, submitting the right personnel in for the right situation, who controls it. Yeah, but listen, it's still, I guarantee you Billy Donovan didn't draw up some of these whack-ass plays that we saw. Player execution still matters, but I do agree. Io and Jalen Smith should have been in that game. I get it that Vooch was scoring well, and I get it that you probably left him out there to make a big shot, but Jalen Smith has been hitting big shots for weeks now. Jalen should have been out there. Period. He should have been out there. Jalen Smith should have been out. Jalen Smith has not only earned the right to close games for the Chicago Bulls, he has become one of your most consistent players. He hits shots when you need to. He's 3 or 4 from the three-point line today. Jalen Smith is the best rebounder on the Bulls right now per minute. Best rebounder on the Bulls. So even if you did need a last-second rebound or some rim protection, Jalen Smith's the guy to trust for that one. Sabonis is Vooch 2.0. I'm good on that guy. Sabonis is not Vooch 2.0. They're different players. Now, they have some of the same weaknesses, but they're very different players. It's not Vooch. That's a lazy comparison to call him Vooch 2.0. Kobe's a turnover machine. I'm kind of over. He didn't turn the ball over not once in this game. Did you actually watch this game? Because turnovers weren't the problem for Kobe White in this game. He didn't have a single turnover in this game. I stopped playing Okoro and P. Will, almost 40 minutes, only 5 points, 5 rebounds. But both those guys are out there for defense. So you trying to look at points and that's not what they're out there for. I mean, and who are you going to bring in there? Dalen's not going to score more than them. Julian's not going to score more than them. Like, it just is what it is. In a game like this where you needed Isaac Okoro to guard Nembhard, to guard Nesmith, to guard Pascal Siakam, he's not going to score a lot of points. He's just not going to. He had a plus-minus of +7. Now, plus-minus isn't the only end-all, be-all. I'd love to see what his net rating was. But P. Will was god-awful trash, though. He had a couple of decent defensive possessions. I won't act like he didn't do anything positive out there, but for the most part, it was bad. Somebody get coach. Mike, if you want Mike Malone for this Bulls team, you're going to find out very quickly he's not very different from Billy Donovan. Go and ask Denver Nuggets fans what their problems with Mike Malone were. You will hear very quickly it was some of the same shit that they got a problem with Billy Donovan with. This is what happens when they overconfident enough, like the Bulls felt they won the ball game when leading. I don't even think that was – I honestly don't think that. I don't think that the Bulls – if you looked at this game, sometimes I question if y'all actually watch. If you watch this game, I don't think the Bulls had any thought like, oh, yeah, we got this. They didn't look like a team that thought we had it. To me, they didn't. But they didn't respond – the difference is the Bulls to me didn't look like, oh, we got this, but the Pacers did look and say, we not letting this go. That's the difference, right? I don't think the Bulls played with overconfidence. I think the Pacers came in and said, hey, we don't give a fuck what that lead is. This fourth quarter, this is us. Herter 4 points, P. Will 0 points. This team have trash players. Listen, Kevin Herter's far from a trash player. He didn't shoot the ball effectively. He only took 5 shots today, but I'm not going to call Kevin Herter a trash player because he made some he had some defensive stretches in this game as well. But I'm not going to call him a trash player. But at the same time, you need somebody who's going to hit a shot. For a playoff push team, I don't understand how you lose games like this. You're within 2 games of the 6th seed, and of course, a lot of season left. But going into the 3 important games, you put up this performance. I mean, hey, no notes, Robert. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. The Pacers literally had no answer for Io DeSumo. We were up 12 to 14 points. And what did Billy do? Do what he always do. Takes the hot what's working, like Stacey King said for Kobe White. Io came back into the game pretty quickly, if I'm not mistaken. And he may have just wanted to sit in for a rest. But at the same time, like, you got to keep the foot on the neck. Like, and I'll give Billy Donovan credit. He left the lineup out there that actually got the Bulls that 14-point lead. He left him out there longer than he typically would have. But at the same time, you got to understand how to ebb and flow, man. You got to understand how to ebb and flow. That was a horrendous coaching for Billy Donovan. If we ever make the playoffs, he is going to get cooked. Listen, the best chance that y'all can hope for, that we as Bulls fans could hope for to get rid of Billy Donovan, is this team makes the playoffs. And you know why? Because standards change once you start winning. Right now, AK and Eversley can get away with thinking, oh, bet, Billy Donovan's the guy. He's the right guy right now for us. He's doing enough, whatever. But if you start getting to the playoffs and you start seeing very quickly, hey, this nigga's getting cooked. This motherfucker getting cooked by these coaches. Then you have to start admitting and saying, hey, if you want to win a playoff series, you can only keep changing the roster so much. Only keep changing it so much. The lineup is too inconsistent. Hopefully AK has enough evidence now to make a move. By the way, I wouldn't give up a first for Mathurin. Man, I mean, you have to. If you want Mathurin, you got to give up a first. Like, there's just no other way around that. But I will say this, like, again, I think that if you, I would assume was a better player than Ben Mathurin. In my personal opinion, maybe his ceiling isn't as high, but I think I would assume was a better player than Ben Mathurin personally. But Ben Mathurin isn't a trash player either. He's still young, has tons of potential. But, yeah. People will look lost and uninterested. Didn't even attempt to go after loose ball on one play. Actively playing terrible team defense. He looks so airheaded at times. Yeah, but there were times where people did fight for an offensive rebound. There's time where he forced a jump ball. But at the same time, when everybody's healthy, P. Will ain't playing. And that's the best case that we can hope for. Nobody's taking P. Will. Nobody's taking him, so he's going to be here. But the best case is that you get everybody back healthy and you ain't got to play his ass. That's the best case scenario for the Bulls here. Because the little bit of time that we had when everybody was healthy, his ass played like 4 minutes. Vooch is far from our best player. Like, he's far from our best player. I'd rather the Bulls do nothing this trade deadline than give up draft capital for a quick fix like Sabonis. Well, yeah, I mean, Sabonis isn't the player that the Bulls should be targeting. Sabonis does nothing for the Chicago Bulls' weaknesses. Players like Nick Claxton, Day'Ron Sharpe, Yves Missy, those are players that actually do something for the Bulls' weaknesses. So I agree in the sense that Sabonis isn't the one that you should target because he's not the one that fixes your biggest issues with this team. Man, I'd love to. But y'all know my pick for the next Bulls head coach is Chris Quinn. I would love Chris Quinn on this team. I want to shit on Kobe, but I'm going to say he's playing hurt still. But when his shot's not going in, be more of a playmaker. He was forcing some shots. He has to play smarter. And that's something that I don't know if it's this season because Kobe White he's been, the last 4 games before this one, he's been shooting the ball well. But I don't know if Kobe's like, damn, I got to get myself in the scoring groove. But last season we saw in games where Kobe White may have not had the scoring early, he did turn into more of a facilitator. I don't know why he's not doing that now. And this is the wrong time to be for a player that reportedly wanted $30 million between injuries and his play. Kobe's probably going to have to settle for like 22 to 25. And I'm not even saying if that's for him to stay on the Bulls. I'm just saying generally he may have to settle for 22 to 25 because his play this season has not been one at the level that would indicate $30 million. It just hasn't. It's not. Hey, Haize, do you think this team looks tired? Is the pace of play becoming too much? They look beat. No, because they didn't look beat for the majority of this game. I don't think it's the pace of play at all. We're one of the best conditioned teams in the league. Someone in that locker room needs to give bitching session to everyone. You want to be a playoff team, you need to be a leader to hold you accountable, to take you to the next level, but on to the next. On to the next. We play tomorrow against the Miami Heat. It'll be like the Bulls to lose to the Indiana Pacers and then sweep the next 3 games against the Miami Heat. Like, that'd be some shit that the Bulls would do. And then we'll just sit here stuck again wondering what the fuck is this team about. We'll see, though. We'll see what they do. Hopefully this is enough evidence. Go AK for AK to make a move. By the way, I wouldn't trade a first from. Oh, didn't you leave this comment already? Haize, what would be your listen, y'all gotta stop asking the same questions. I do whole videos on these. No offense. But right now we focusing on the game. That's a mailbag question. You have a face only your mother. No, that's that you got to try to come with a joke better than that. Ugly jokes for me are never going to work because that's one thing that's not true. Ugly joke, I'm far from ugly. So you got to try to come better. I get it that you butthurt about getting roasted earlier and then getting timed out, but you got to come with a better joke than that because like there's just off the top of my seat, you got to be better than jokes because just off the top of my head, I can say this. Like why is it that you haven't seen your dick in 10 years? Like, is that why you're so angry? It's because, and so much of a bitch because you haven't seen your dick so far. All you know, you carrying the pussy. You got so much overlap that done lapped over your dick. You look like you got a fat ass coochie in the front of your stomach. See, that's a joke. That your ugly shit when everybody in the world knows I'm not ugly, that's not going to hit, bro. You got to come with a better joke than that. Pussy dick, you got to come with a better joke than that, bruh. That pussy dick ain't working for you. Go get a better joke. Come back. Put it across my desk. We'll see if you got a better joke than that. There you go. Pussy dick. With Steve Kerr interest? No, I'm good on Steve Kerr. I'm good on Steve Kerr. I'm good on Steve Kerr, bro. Haize, correct me if I'm wrong, but I had a feeling they're going to trade and let go of Buzelis if he. Bro, respectfully, because I actually do. I like you a lot. You're one of my favorite users here. Take that comment, ball it up, and go shove it up a random homeless person's ass. Come on, bro. Did you just say trade? Shut up. Shut up. I love you, but shut up. Sometimes you got to tell the people you love to shut the fuck up. Steve Kerr can't develop anything either. I know this is random, but I see the team finishing top 8. If we get out of the 9-10 play-in game, I believe this team will win one game with 2 tries. We'll see, Rob. From your mouth to God's ears, bro. From your mouth to God's ears. Genuine question, if we do let Vooch go or whatever happens to him, do we have enough offense to make? Yes. I think if you when you let Vooch go, not only you hopefully you're replacing him with a defensive center, so you need less offense, but you're also hoping that Matas takes another step off. Like, keep in mind, Vooch is still second on this team in shots. So if you give more shots to Matas, your hope is that Matas takes another step offensively. Do you think the Bulls should play more zone when Vooch is in the game down the stretch? Billy should not have started Okoro over Jalen. Why is making adjustments for a tanking team? We're not. Listen, I mean, you got to make adjustments for your matchups, period. And Josh Giddey was coming back in the lineup. Now, like I said, I would have kept Jalen as the starting 4, just move Matas to the 3. You do lose some point of attack defense, but I think what you gain in rim protection and switchability is worth it. We got to see what's going to happen there. Charity Bulls strike again. I really don't know who to blame for this game. They seem to have a fight early in the game, but somehow lost it towards the end. Yeah, it happens all the time. Happens all the time. Kobe White has been Zach LaVine IQ level bad this season. It's like he's trying too hard now. Listen, the decision down the stretch of the games has been Kobe White the last 2 years before this year was one of the best clutch players in the NBA. I think he was like second or third in clutch last season performance, and that wasn't just scoring. We're talking about passing, all that type of stuff. Kobe this year, I don't know what it is, bro. I don't know if it's the contract. I don't know if it's the injury. I don't know if it's a combination between the two. He feels like he has to prove more. I don't know what it is, but he got to get out of his head because it's fucking him up. Like, he's playing bad. He's playing bad. Billy easily could use a timeout up 10 and gave the group that was working a rest and ran them out. A timeout doesn't give them much rest. But I get what you mean. But timeout doesn't really give them much rest. You only have a certain, 90-second timeout is the most you can take. It is what it is. No way we're trading Buzelis, who's that guy, to said something. Bro, listen. Like I said, he's somebody that I respect. So anybody else would have got roasted for that comment. But I actually like the guy that left that comment, so I'm not going to say nothing. It's like we don't move the ball around either in the fourth. Nobody moved around when Kobe shot that fader. Could have gotten something. Hey, off-ball movement, player movement, absolutely. You're not wrong there. Buzelis doesn't need to stop picking up his dribble on the drive. He always has dudes on the ropes and gets stopped by much smaller players to go attack. Matas got to work with dribble too much. I really do think Matas Buzelis, he needs to take more mid-range shots, but also more confidence putting the ball on the floor is actually going to help Matas quite a bit as well. So you're not wrong there. You're not wrong at all. Losing no longer hurts to these new ballers. They probably scrolling on their cell phones as we speak. Man, listen. I remember playing sports in middle school and high school, man. A loss stuck with me for the rest of the day. Maybe even into the next day. Don't let us lose a football game on Saturday. I'm talking about playing, not watching the NFL. Man, don't talk to me. Don't offer me no head. If you my girl, just go leave me the fuck alone. I think besides the Kobe or Io trade, I hope we keep Io. We need to try to flip some of the bench players and maybe a second rounder for real 3-and-D threat. I like Mathurin trade if it's possible. Considering Mathurin 3-and-D? So, we'll see. Matas has to develop the back up fadeaway jumper from the middle. Look, he needs to develop that Dirk fadeaway. He has the arm span and the length to do it. If we do miss the playoffs again 4 years in a row under Billy Donovan for Acme, I don't care. Something has to give. Somebody has to go. Forget the extensions. Yeah, I hear what you're talking about, but they ain't going to do it. So, it is what it is. But all right, y'all, I'm going to get ready to wrap it up. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. Make sure you guys are following us at Bull Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. And lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We're the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Love you guys. Go Bulls. See Red. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.